Alright. We are back.
Le pionnier matin a écrit.
We're jamming too.
Je savais déjà.
A little French house music for you. So, we are at the fourth module already. We're at the location module. And we're gonna start painting here, baby. Yeah. So what do you say we get right to it? Okay, so it's a very simple process. First thing we do is we choose the tone we want to use. We say, okay, we're going to use this. We're going to search and destroy with this tone. Select the best brush size for the situation. And then place the tone on the canvas in the proper location. I'm a poet, don't even know it. Thank you very much. We're going to leverage all the features of our virtual atelier to help us make the correct location of tones and shapes as easily as humanly possible. And the virtual atelier, it's a computer. Is that cheating? This is great. Alright. Earth-shattering revelations. In 2001, this artist, David Hockney, who's not necessarily known for, realistic paintings per se, wrote this book called Secret Knowledge, Rediscovering the Lost Techniques of the Old Masters. And everybody went completely mental. It was awesome. He was thinking, and so he, on his wall, he put printouts of all these paintings from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance to the late Renaissance. He's looking at them, he's like, this is weird. How come it looks like over here nobody knew how to paint, then in an instant everybody knows how to paint? What's going on there? And so he came up with a date, and he says it looks like 1450 was the dividing line. Before 1450 nobody knew how to paint. Now after 1450 everybody's Da Vinci over here. What's going on? So he assembled a team of mathematicians, optical experts, and they began to think and do research. And around that time, 1450, 1500s, we see people are able to grind glass with better precision. And curved mirrors, the magnifying mirrors, became really popular during that time. And we see the birth of the microscope and the telescope, and things like the camera obscura became more widely used or more widely known. And so with any time you're projecting an image, the image gets bigger, it's magnified, but there's also distortions, which are sort of a key to the lens or the mirror or the device that gave it the magnification. And so they began to use their expertise, all these different mathematical and physicists, experts, these guys, they began to look at the paintings and they say, oh wow, here's something that's a key insight to the distortion here. I bet you this painting was made with this type of lens or this type of mirror. And so they went through some of the most famous paintings of all time, and they said with a certain amount of certainty, yeah, man, these were definitely projected onto the canvas. And so out of this book and out of this research came the Hockney-Falco thesis that states advances in realism during the Renaissance were the result of optical instruments such as the camera obscura and curved mirrors rather than the development and artistic skill of the artist. Yeah, it's true, okay? And so I thought this was amazing. I was like, well, of course, we're using the technology of our day. Why wouldn't they use the technology of their day to make some, kick butt art? Come on. And then all these haters started getting all these heads saying, so, are you saying the greatest painters of all time used optical devices? Is it your position that old masters like Diego Velazquez cheated with when they created their timeless masterworks? You know what I said? Duh. Of course. Of course. Think about it. Diego Velazquez was a member of the royal court of King Philip IV of Spain. I mean, he lived in the castle with King Philip, saw him every day. Velazquez went on diplomatic missions to unite Spain and the Holy Roman Empire. Okay, this dude was on the cutting edge of everything. So, why would he reject the latest advancements when it comes to painting? It just doesn't make any sense. The truth is, Renaissance realists were more like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk than they were the typical artists of today. Old masters worked with the most wealthy and powerful people in the world. They took huge risks and enthusiastically embraced leaps in the science and industry of their time. So, we accept that old masters used the cutting-edge tools and techniques of their day to make the biggest impact possible. We understand the science of appearances and how the eye and brain work. So, now let's go implement the tactics we have available to get us to where we want to go as quickly and easily as we can. What do you say? That's what I say. So, here, like in many things in life, location plays a pivotal role. Shall we move forward? Let's go. Alright, so, location. In a perfect world, right? We would have here a brush, right? For every tone. If we had 10 tones, we'd have 10 brushes, that's the thing, but that's not what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to basically have 3 brushes. So for the light tones, we're going to use 1 brush. For the medium tones, we're going to use 1 brush. For the low tones, we're going to use another brush. And, if there's any problem, then we just take a cloth and you get a little bit too much of that tone on there and want to go lighter, just like that, dip it into the white spirits and you're done, man. And so we do that with the smaller brushes, right? Just 3. Then we got the super small brushes, and then we just move down the scale in terms of brush size. You get the idea, right? Okay, so, where were we? Right, just said that, the flat brush, and you know what a flat brush is? A flat brush is a round brush that somebody stepped on. Thank you very much, okay. I know. I don't know why I have to do that. Anyways, so, okay. Center quadrant, upper left quadrant, upper right quadrant, lower right quadrant, lower left quadrant. So we're going to move around the canvas like this. It doesn't have to be that way. It could be this way, but we're just going to go in a clockwork direction. Like clockwork. All right. And so the great thing about this strategy, about this way of working is, this is the center, right? This is the center. So we're going to move up here, go like this, come down here, and go like that. So as we move into the upper left, we state that corner of the center quadrant again. As we move to the upper right, we state this corner of the center quadrant again. As we move to the lower right, we state that section of the center quadrant again. And as we move to the lower left, we state that center. You understand? So what you want to do is you want to move quickly. You don't want to spend a lot of time in one place. So here's the center, right? We're going to get all centrified. And so what we want to do is we want to think, I want you to look at these shapes and pretend like you're a kid, and you know how you look at the clouds and see animals and dragons and all that stuff. Okay, well, you know what I see here? I see like that's a nose, and here's some eyes right there. There's some eyes right there. Oh, those are very moist eyes. And there's some ears over here, right? It's a very windy day. And these are some happy dogs. These are some happy dogs reading some happy newspaper doggy stuff, right? So so do you see? Do you see? Or these could be very angry birds upside down. All right. So there's the beak. There's the nose. Okay. There's the eye. There's the eye. Oh God, they're really, really angry birds, and they're yelling at each other. In fact, they have a fang coming down their beak over there, right? So you just may use your imagination and create these abstract shapes. Don't think about painting noses or anything like that, and that's why we're doing this, because location is important and shapes are important, and so that's all we're gonna be thinking about. And so as we approach the center, right? So we're gonna go here. Oops, yeah. So we're here, the center. And so we wanna think in terms like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of, so we wanna think, so here's the center, right? So we wanna think in the middle of each one, what's going on there? What's going on here, right? Middle, 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 right? Wherever there's not an intersection, that's where we want our mind to be. All right, and so then our job is to take this image that's in the center of our source image and place their image on the canvas using these certain guidelines that we have. Now, as you can see here, this is the center. You also have these quadrant lines, or lines that I've made for you that are on the canvas, but you also have these measuring lines. Now it's going to be a little bit weird because why is it going to be weird? Because I've got a centimeter. so these lines here for you are 1/2 inch lines, right? So you can get really pretty exact. So let's say here's the center here, here's the center here. So you're thinking, right, center, just eyeballing it, center, right, center. So that's kind of like how you're thinking, but you can also get from the general to the specific with your measuring device. All right, so let's get to work. Let me erase. Well, I guess we'll keep those. And so let's sort of think in terms of happy dogness, right? You take just a little bit of white spirits, right? And then just dab it off on your rag. So you just have, it's very loose. You want a very loose thing. You don't want a lot of paint. And so we're gonna go for that there double doggy. And so we look and we say, okay, so let's use that sort of center guideline here. So we'll say the center is about there, it's about here, right there, it's about there, right? About there, it's about there. And we can even go like this, right here, bring it there. Da-ding. 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 All right, and so that would relate to here. Boink, doink, 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 doink. And so this is a sort of our mental sort of, that's what we're doing in our brains. And so we see the happy dog. Oh, the happy dog. It looks like the one on the right, right? It's kind of got, let's see, that's 2. That's okay. We just want to be very loose, right? So we're coming around like this, a little bit more. Go paint against the form, and then the happy dog nose comes like all the way over here, and then it comes up to there, right? Something like this. And you see, you kind of get back, trying to see what you're doing there. All right. You see how light, how loose, how light the thing is, and then you go like, okay, all right, well, we can go like that, and then there's obviously like a little space there. This can go out like that, and so you just away at it, and then over here we'll do the same. Comes up about like that, and then the little happy dog arms come up, and then comes down. Right? Something like that there. Something like that there. And then we've got a little space over here. And then we come up there, so this kind of comes X, this not X, this is the middle. Alright, and so it comes up there, kind of like that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Alright. And then, so now, we've got this big shape up here. This is kind of coming down like that. And they got our middle mark there, and so we're gonna kind of come like this. Then it kind of, actually the middle is more over there. That wasn't very. It comes up here, and it comes down there, something like that. Then look at the shape on the inside, also the negative shape. Then we can just go like this. Keep the grid lines. Keep the grid lines. Ooh, I was off with my middlenesses. My middlenesses was off. And so, right. And so this shape comes down. This shape comes down here. And so if we want to know how far that shape comes down exactly, or where this is exactly, then we just hook and go, baby. All right, just hook and go and say, okay, where is it at exactly? But you see what we're doing, right? You see how close we're getting in such a ridiculously short amount of time. And we're just hitting it, man. We're just hitting it. And then up here, there's some, right? And then over here, something like that. You don't want to be too dark just yet. Because we don't know where anything is. So we don't want to put a whole lot of paint on there. See, I'm borrowing from right here. And that's basically, and so now we've got the center pretty well stated. Okay? You see what I'm talking about? Now bring yourself back and look at the whole thing. I'm working fast because I don't want to like completely bore you. See, we kind of got our happy dogs going. Happy dogs are looking okay. All right. So, all right. So now we're gonna go. Oops, going too fast. Upper left. Upper left. Okay. So you see this shape, this, right? See this shape? See that shape there? All right, keep your eyes on it. Don't. All right, you see that? So now we're up here. All right, so look. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Against the form, keep your lines. Keep the lines. Keep the lines, because we don't know what we're doing now. All right? So now we get to state this again. You see the power? You see the power? We get to state this again. And we're going to do it with smaller and smaller brushes as we go on. So we can see that we were pretty good there in our first rendition. We got these little tiny things going on. We don't want to get too concerned about what they is bees. All right. Okay. All right. So where we're going? We're going that away. We're going to this quadrant. All right. So now we're gonna go from, we were here. Now we're gonna go from there to there. And once again, this section, it gonna get it. Gonna get it double. It's gonna get it double. So once again, here we are at this quadrant. We're doing our mid of the mids in our brains. We're saying where's the mid? Where's the middles? Middle-us? And so we're thinking boom, mid, midness, midness. Okay, so now this to me looks like a horse. There's the mane. All right. And I don't know what that looks like. All right, so now we're up here. Okay, and so if I were to go upper left, upper right, upper center, upper right, I'm sorry, we are down, upper right, there we go. So that's sort of the close up of where we is, but we are just gonna keep it like that. You get the idea, right? So look at this here. This is just like the little something going on. So we can just go like this, right? And then that little something looks like right about there. All right, and so once again we're stating this top corner, and we can see it a little bit better. These, whatever these little, alien, that looks like UFO things happening, we don't want to get too, but we can see that this move over a little bit more, and then well, I don't like to put a whole lot of material on at this point. You could use white if you wanted, instead of just wiping it off. But I just don't like to put a whole lot of paint on here at this point. All right, and so we're stating, looks like we can come here a little bit more, and we can define this as more of a curvature, and this seems to be a little bit more elongated, like that. All right. Stay as loose as you can for as long as you can. All right, and then over here we got that horsey going on. And so we just fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. Okay, and there is just some sort of white line happening about like that. All right. Rock out with your block out. Okay. Now we're going to go downstairs to the lower right close up here. So lower right close up. So this is a lot more involved, but we are again stating this this area, and so we can see we can either remove it or use white paint to get where we is won't be's. And so that's there. Then this comes, there's like some action here, and this comes this way a little bit, and then it almost looks like it can cut like almost like that. Okay, so now we're here and we got some things going around like this, and then this looks like the state of Idaho to me. All right. More look than put. I'm actually more putting than looking, but it's okay. I'm doing it for y'all. See, I would be doing a lot of measuring here to get these shapes exactly right. Okay. Yeah, but you get the idea, right? Let's look at this down here again. All right. So now I want to go to the where we were here. Now we're going that away. All right. Like once again, we're restating this part of the center quadrant, and we want to be thinking, doing what's going on here, what's going on there, right? Thinking in terms of centers. What's happening here? And okay, so there's our happy dog that we started out with, and so look at that there. We're gonna go bow down down do 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 do. There's a whole lot of black going on, and so this kind of comes out here. And where is the center? The center's about, where is it? Right about there. Right? So this shape kind of comes up on top and then works its way like to here. This kind of comes like this, and then does something like that. Wow, this is like this. This shape comes over there like that. All right, and then we got something going on here. That's like bong gong gong dong 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 dong. All right, so now. What did that take us? All right. Now, I didn't do any measuring because I'm in centimeters, you're in inches. So anyways, so yeah, that is the power. This center was done twice. All right. This center was done twice. We can get rid of this little mark here, and that little mark there. This mark there. Now, I recommend you don't turn this thing over. All right? I would recommend you don't turn it over until you get to the point where you have gotten rid of all of the quadrant lines. But I just want to show you something. Okay? Do you see it? Do you see it coming there? Isn't this powerful? I mean, we spent, I don't know, 15 minutes, and Marilyn is already starting to appear. That's how powerful this freaking method is. All right? All right? So give yourself a hand if you painted along with me. Give yourself a hand. We're blocking out the basic shapes with the securing the perimeter. Then we're gonna go in deeper each time around. We're gonna do it again, and then we're gonna do it again, and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. All right, that was cool. All right. So the next module is the last module where we just take everything we learned, right? And we approach the canvas with courage, and we approach it with a sense of pride that what we're doing has been done before by some of the greatest painters of all time. They're making the same sort of moves. They were using the technology of their day, and we're kind of keeping the tradition alive. All right? So, fantastic. I will see you in the next module. Take care. Au revoir.